Thanks for listening to our podcast, unMetered. As a member-owned, not-for-profit electric cooperative, our focus is on providing affordable, reliable, safe electricity and outstanding member service. One way that we're doing that is by providing more avenues of communication to you, our member. Through the podcast, we hope that you will be able to find some helpful hints, tips, and things to help you conserve energy, as well as some informational pieces that will help you understand what it means to be a member. Welcome to another episode of unMetered. Extremely excited to have everyone here.
Extremely.
First
of the year.
It is, in fact, the first of the year. I mean, last week we had our first energy efficiency unMetered tip about HVAC systems.
That's right.
So if you've not seen that, be sure to check it out. We had a little technical difficulty, so it's only available on our podcast right now, but we'll make that available to you guys soon.
The audio podcast,
we'll make it available to you guys soon on our YouTube channel and on Facebook. But we're doing things a little bit differently, as I explained last week.
Yeah, the changing the format a little bit, looking at kind of what you're seeing now, right?
Yeah.
You know, every other week we're going to have a short little energy tip, and you know, I mean, when I say short, I mean shorter than the regular podcast.
Right, exactly. Yeah, well, and it's one of those things that we see that a lot of our members are wanting more energy efficiency tips, which we think are fantastic.
Absolutely,
And
it makes sense.
And it's something that, to allow ourselves more time to be able to do those things, we are actually not cutting back on what we're doing. Instead, we're actually adding on to what we've been doing. So we're pretty excited about that. But it kind of, last week, kind of teased us up for what we're talking about this week.
Right.
You know, this is something that is going to be not necessarily a big deal, but you might see a big bill in the next few weeks.
It could be a big deal. I know. Personally, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not. You know, before we get into big bills, let's hit the housekeeping real quick. Sharing Change, if you're not, you should. Easiest good thing you'll ever do.
Right.
Check out sharingchange.org for more and how to sign up. That's quick and easy. Outages, if you have them, hey, we got weather coming in. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but if you have an outage, especially when it's cold and all that, let us know. Report it, 877-777-9111 through your myMTEMC app or through the web portal.
Well, and that's something that we'll also be touching more on as well about the myMTEMC, because it is a very, very big way for you to find out what kind of usage you can expect on your next bill.
Yep.
Also, it teaches you a little bit on how to cut back.
Yeah. So we'll just jump right into it.
I think that'd be the best thing.
Let's see, I guess it was right after the first of the year, like January 2nd, maybe 3rd. It was a bit chilly.
Well, I mean, and looking at we get a temperature comparison.
Right.
By one of our fine folks in the contact center.
Yeah.
They send over a temperature comparison. And actually, it wasn't just the first week of January. It was about the last 5 days of December. The temperatures never got above 40 degrees.
That's so cold.
And so what we're already seeing, the way my bill comes in, it actually, I saw a large increase in my usage just off of those few days, because again, it's not like it caught me off guard, but it did show me that I wasn't necessarily as thrifty on my usage as I thought I was.
So I think it's important for our listeners to understand that, you know, we take our own advice.
Oh, we sure do.
You know, I mean, I kid you not. So second or 3rd of January, whatever day it was, I mean, it was like the high was like 12. It was ridiculously cold outside. And my HVAC unit never stopped running. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was, you know, and I had it set at 68. I backed it down to 67 because auxiliary heat kicks in.
Right.
Now, when auxiliary heat kicks in, I mean, that's just adding to your bill, because it's you know, using the strip heat basically, and it's cranking your bill up.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so, I mean, I knew that was happening, and I mean, there's nothing you can do. So I cranked it back down to 66. Family's freezing. I'm like, my bill is going to be high. I fully expect it. I mean, I used a lot. So getting to the myMTEMC piece that you mentioned, I was actually able to go in and not only look at my usage, which made me a little bit ill, but I was able to figure out exactly, you know, or approximately how much dollar-wise I was using a day. And it, again,
because it makes a difference when you see, okay, kilowatt, okay, great.
Yep.
I use 1, 2, 3 kilowatts at different times during the day, this type of things. But when you actually see it in a dollar amount, and especially when that dollar amount gets above, when it starts to hit that $20 a day range, you start thinking to yourself, do I really need heat?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that really necessary?
Hey, I am not kidding. At the beginning of the month, my calculations, there was a day or two that were up in the $20 range. Yes, I fell victim to not preparing. I mean, so what did I do? We talk about it all the time, and everyone makes fun of me. I was the plastic guy, jump out there with the plastic on the windows. Now every one of my windows has plastic over it.
Well, and I think also, again, we talk about this dollar amount, those types of things, and we're very proud of the fact that we have some of the lowest rates in the country, among all sorts of electric providers. But the thing is that we use so much that you're still going to have a bill that's higher, and so whether that bill whether that rate that we're putting on the consumption is 20% lower than the national average, if you use 100, 200 kilowatts in a certain time range, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and that's just being raw. I mean, that's the truth. We do have rates that are on average 20% lower than national average. I mean, we do very well as a cooperative to keep those rates low. And it does benefit times like this, but when you have 23 days, that are below 60 and 17 are below 17, I mean, it's.
And these are, and when we refer to these days, we're talking about the high temperature.
Right.
We're not talking about the lows.
Yeah.
Actually, in December, so that was the latest numbers we've actually had. Yeah. In December, 31 of 31 days, the low temperature was actually below freezing.
See, and that's just when things hit like that, when weather comes in, you look at the beginning of January, when weather comes in like that and it's just cold and your HVAC unit is just running like crazy, and just not shutting off. There's almost nothing you can do. I mean, it's just bitter outside. Now we do have, we did have Kevin Collins, who we've talked about. He actually came down and was pretty excited. He got a new programmable thermostat, and we were talking about things, and he's very meticulous on his thermostat settings, and we were talking about savings, monthly savings, and what dialing it back is, and it can save you some cash.
Well, and like me, Kevin had the old school analog mercury thermostat type stuff. And so what is good sometimes to check is over time those can become inaccurate.
Right.
So just as another precaution, it doesn't hurt to put another thermometer on top of it, because what ends up happening sometimes, well, I wouldn't go a whole stack, but I might go with an extra one. And I was thinking about this because on those little analog meters, when you set your HVAC, system, you're like, okay, I'm going to put it at 65. Right.
Which is cold.
Which is pretty cold.
I mean, I'm good with it, but
I have lots of jackets. But if you put that on 65, the size of the little dial there, I don't know if I'm at 65 or 69. It's somewhere.
It's just in that range.
I don't know where we're gauging this off of. So again, it helps sometimes do that. But again, if you're wanting to hear some information about the programmable thermostats and things like that, listen to the energy efficiency tip, because we talk a little bit about that. But the other thing that you may see this coming billing is you're also going to see some of those holiday usage hours.
Yeah, but if you took advantage of the LED lights, you're not going to see a whole lot of that.
It won't hurt as bad. It's one of those things where we forget that the holidays happen.
Right.
We remember those 60-degree days.
Yep.
We remember the good times. We don't remember that you had 7 extra people in your house.
Right. And you're cooking like crazy.
Using your water heater, cooking like crazy for all these folks. Even for instance, I'm gone during the day. Right. So I turn my thermostat down. When I get home, I turn it up a degree at a time to prevent the emergency heat from kicking in. But sometimes you may have guests over and you're not used, they turn it up on you. Or don't you just
put that thing under a lock?
Don't you just hate when you look at your thermostat and you set it at a certain degree? Next thing you know, someone's turned it up.
Hey, the kids. I get the kids that'll do it, But, and that was one of the things when we were talking to Kevin that he likes, because this new thermostat he has, he can do it from his phone, and so he's saving money, and he says he'll dial it back to 65 and throw some extra blankets on the bed. Hey, he's going to save money. He's going to freeze, but he's going to save money. But, I agree with you, man. We had some folks coming over during the holidays, and that's the same thing. Your house gets warm, you notice it. But, I think that when folks start to see this bill, it's very, very easy to remember days like today and yesterday where it's in the 60s, right. Almost 70s.
I didn't even bring a jacket to work. That's how right? That's how warm it is.
And you forget about, just a week and a half ago, it was below freezing, it was way belold freezing.
Yeah, I didn't forget a jacket that day.
No, I had a beanie and a scarf.
You had a beanie and a scarf, and we kind of told you about Robert and his cold nature.
I can't make fun of it anymore.
Guess who was wearing a beanie and a scarf and all these different things. But again, it was going to be cold tomorrow.
Beanie and scarf.
It's beanie and scarf weather.
That's right.
But again, it goes back and forth so quickly. We have a tendency to remember the high days. We don't remember the low days. And when we're asleep, we don't realize how cold it gets at night.
Right. And it does, man. The biggest thing, we've talked about these high bills, and it's not too late to put in some preventative measures. I mean, truly, I put plastic up on my windows, and it's 60 degrees today. Does it hurt to have them up there? No. It's keeping the air in there, the way that we need it. So it's not too late to do some of those preventative measures, but more so when those high bills come, and, maybe there is a little bit of sticker shock on there. You're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. Right. If you're not checking myMTEMC, you need to check it, because you're going to find out what your daily usage is, how much you're going. You can look on your bill.
And that new bill, the new bill design, it's not really a new bill, it's a new bill design that we rolled out. Yep. And really, it was like 7 months ago, so really it's not even a new bill design anymore.
So we'll just go with the bill design.
We're just going to call it the bill design. A lot of times we have a tendency to revert back to our habits.
It's new-ish.
But the bill design, I almost said it even after I said that, but the bill design itself has some really cool features on there that shows you how much energy you're using on average a day. Right. It gives you kind of a dollar amount so that you can kind of understand a little bit better, because for me and you, we even work here and we don't think in kilowatt hours. We think in dollars and cents. Bills, which is, again, what I would say most of our members think as well. So on that bill, it has that on there. It also has a comparison
which is huge.
Last month, which, again, to me personally, the comparison to last month, there's really not a ton of comparison, because it was November, it was warmer, there was a few cold days. The comparison, though, that I like the most, though, is the one to this time last year.
Right, and that's a huge one that we always point folks to, because to your point, you remember the nice days, you remember last month. It wasn't that cold last month. You're right. So your usage is going to look different month to month. But if you look at this month's in December and you look at December of last year, you're going to see typically it's pretty close.
Well, and on that weather report I was looking at, they recently started adding a comparison to last year. And even last year, at the exact same time frame of the year, it was warmer. Right. So again, this has just been a really cold snaps that we've gone through. Yeah. And it looks like we're about to go through again.
Yeah. And as those bills start to come out, as they start, for some folks that are getting their bills right now, you may not see a whole lot of it. Your bill cycle may straddle the cold snap. So you may have had a little bit of it, and then, maybe your next bill is going to have it. But some of those folks that are in the coming billing cycles, you're going to start to see it. The biggest thing we need you to do, if you open your bill and you're like, wow, call us. We will help our members as much as we can. I mean, truly as much as we can. Yeah, for sure. But we can't do it without them reaching out to us, Exactly. I mean, and just call our contact center. We're not saying that we're going to be able to help everybody. Please don't get me wrong. We're going to work with folks as much as we can.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that, again, as you had mentioned there, the fact that we don't know that you need some assistance.
That's right.
We don't know what you need until you let us know.
Right.
And so, there's no, we don't have while our infrastructure allows us to help, understand outages.
Right.
It's hard for us to, there's no way that we can do that with people.
Exactly. We could, for one person, if you get a bill that's arbitrary, we'll just throw an arbitrary number out there. If you get a $200 bill, for someone, they may be like, "There's no way I can pay this." But for someone else, they may be like, "Okay, I can. That's fine. I can.
Right.
I'm ready for that." We don't know those things. So for the folks that are like, "Wow, this is going to be tough," please call us. I mean, if we will work with you if we can, but we can't do that if you don't give us the opportunity, we can't do it.
Yeah, and what's really exciting is that with this. With the new features that have rolled out over the past 6 months, and there's a few more things that have come out. There's prepay, and there's being able to choose a due date.
Right.
There's different programs that we have that might help alleviate some of the issues that you're encountering during the high bill season. Which this high bill season is, as we mentioned, we're anticipating it to kind of hit this month on the bills, but it really goes through until about March, and then we get into some spring storms, and the weather changes drastically. It seems like, but for the next 2 bills, just remember you may want to give us a call and say, "Hey, I just want to double check on something. I've got a question about something. Can you help me find why in the world my bill went from $100 to $200 or anything like that?"
That's huge. Giving us a call. There are some parameters around things like prepay and pick a due date and things like that. But call us. We're happy to explain those to you. And if you're eligible for them, then hey, let's have that conversation if it's something that will help you. But if not, I mean, if you're happy with the way things are and you just need a little time to pay on your bill and you have good credit with us, we're going to work with you, and we're going to, as much as we can. I mean, and again, we're not going to be able to do everything for everybody, but we're going to help. We're going to work with you as much as we can, but you've got to give us a call, and don't be afraid. Do not be afraid to call us. We are here for you.
We have really nice people. That are here that will talk with you about those.
Yes, absolutely.
We sit next to a room full of them, but the offices themselves. So I mean, say for instance, you want to talk to an actual person,
drop in one of the offices.
Stop by the office. Say, "Hey guys, I've got a question for you. Can you explain something to me?" And they'll be able to help you out as much as they can. And that's like I said, it's just awesome that in the world full of technology, we've got tons of features and benefits that are based on technology, but we still keep the ability to talk to someone on the phone and to talk to someone in person.
And I think that's you have the tools at your fingertips through myMTEMC to monitor your usage daily. We got an email from somebody the other day that said that they love it because they're able to almost in near real time make adjustments to their usage. And that's huge. But to your point, some folks don't want to do that. They don't want to call us. They want to actually come in and have that face-to-face. Our office staff,
they're fantastic.
We sing our contact center's praises all the time because they are talking to so many people every month. Our offices, we haven't even touched on them and how awesome they are when people are coming in, because you got to think of all the people that come in. And they're there and they're awesome. So good job.
I think we should use the word awesome one more time.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for listening in. I hope you enjoyed this awesome podcast. And I hope that you'll be able to feel comfortable to contact us. Feel comfortable in knowing that we're here to help you where we can, and to educate you in ways to cut down your energy consumption.
That's right. And believe me, I will be doing some more energy efficiency upgrades and things.
I'm looking for caulk right now because I've got some drafty windows right now.
Put a blanket up, just do something. I'm telling you, it's bad.
All right, guys. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed it. Next week, we'll actually have another energy efficiency tip because, again, it's going to be a short one.
Probably about high bills.
It will most likely be some way to help lower your energy usage there. So thanks for listening in. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
I guess 2 weeks, yeah. All right. unMetered is brought to you by Middle Tennessee Electric.